Welcome back, everybody. I recently bought these 3 lots at a local estate sale. The 2 boxes on the right are basically miscellaneous tools, and the one on the left I think is all or almost all snap-on wrenches. So let's take a look. Okay, the first lot up is $5.84. I paid $6 for this lot. From what I can see, it obviously has some chalk lines. It looks like some tire repair tools and a few other miscellaneous items. So first thing up, we have 4 of these Irwin straight line chalk lines. One is missing the hook. That one's missing the hook. And one just has a washer tied on it for the hook. So 2 have a hook, 2 don't. But I would guess you can probably buy a hook for a couple bucks at the hardware store. Next up is this National pulley. It's probably about 1.5 inches wide. It says it has a 420-pound capacity. I'll keep that around. Then we have a couple of these tire repair tools. No-name basin wrench. No-name scraper / putty knife. We have a Milton Chicago tire pressure gauge. Next we have a DeWitt vice grip needle nose. It's a little rusty, but I think a few minutes in the evaporust clean that one right up. And then we have a very nice condition 3/8 ratchet, a Craftsman USA. Looks like it's almost never been used. I wonder if they warranted one and they got this one and just never used it, because this thing is really nice shape. Then the rest of the box has Torx bit screwdrivers, or not bit, I guess, just Torx screwdrivers. We have a Stanley Master Mechanic, a no-name. And then we have a nice little surprise with 3 snap-on Torx screwdrivers, T27, T25, and a T15. Pretty sure those alone are worth what I paid for the box. Alright, next lot up is $6.45. I ended up paying $7 for this one, plus fees, of course, so maybe like $8.50. Next up we have our 5th chalk line of the day. This is a Craftsman 100-foot real fast, made in the USA. This one's got a plastic case. Those other ones were some sort of aluminum or pot metal or something like that. Next up we have about a 1-inch wide ratchet strap. This is a Pony. I see it's actually made in the USA. Definitely a keeper. Then we have a no-name, very cheap feeling torpedo level. Then there's also this torpedo level by Empire. Next up, I think we just have some garage organizing hooks, although these are a little different. Not sure what you hook on these. I've not seen this design before. And there was a few more hooks in the box. So next up we have this Centec multimeter, and I'm chuckling because I turned it on and I immediately turned it off when I saw that. I'm like, whoa! There we go. There's no leads to it, but I probably have some laying around. We have an Ace Hardware 16-foot tape measure. A Sutherland's 25-footer. This one's well used. Oh, next up we have a Greenlee 16-footer. Pretty good shape. And the last one up is another 25-footer. And how do you pronounce that name? Is it Comelon? Comelon? I'm not sure. And this one also looks like it has plenty of life left in it. So 4 solid tape measures. And that's all for that box. I paid a total of $13 for the first 2 lots, but I paid $115 for the last one. So $115 plus the fees is somewhere around $135. First thing up is a very long snap-on. I think it says 231. I do believe this is for drum brakes. I would imagine not one's off of a car. But I do believe there is a piece missing that comes out of here. Maybe I can get a replacement. But very heavy duty. Gosh, what are these things? Like 16 inches long? Let me use one of my tape measures. These are about 18 inches long. So that's a pretty serious set of drum brakes that you're changing out with that one. Okay, moving on to the snap-on wrenches. I kind of grouped these together as far as same style wrenches. So these first ones up are the open end and the flare nut end wrenches. These are SAE. We got a 5/8. And then we have a 3/8. Looks like they do have some owner's marks. Not sure if they all do. They might all have them, but some of the other tools I got from this auction had them. Same SMP. Another one of these open end flare nut. This is a 1/2 inch version. And then we have the 9/16. Moving on to the offset box wrenches, we have 3 6-point wrenches, 7/16 by 1/2 inch. Three 8 by 7/16. And a 1/2 inch by 9/16. As I was digging through the box, I found one more of these open end flare nuts, and it's a 7/16, which is good because that's the one that was kind of missing from the other ones. Moving on to the double open end, I see all of these, or most of these, have the Signature Series SMP. So these are the collector's edition. This one is a 3/8 by 7/16. And as you can see, some of these definitely have some surface rust. Some of it's worse than others. This one's not too bad. Here's a 3/4 by 7/16, also signed. 1/2 by 9/16. A 1/4 by 5/16. A little rusty, a little crusty. Nothing that won't clean off, but the finish just won't be quite as nice. 5/8 by 11/16. And the final one in there is a 7/8 by 15/16. Moving on to the combination wrenches. These are all SAE, I believe. First one's a 3/8. Then we have a 1/2 inch. 5/8. 11/16. These are dirty, but they also do have a little surface rust. I think they would clean up very well. And a 3/4. 13/16. 7/8. And to be honest, the next 5 wrenches to me are worth about what I paid for the box. I think if you had to buy the biggest one, you'd pay more than I paid for the box if you bought it new. We have a 15/16. A 1 inch. One and 1/16. One and 1/8. And then finally, we have a 1 and 1/4. Now, I believe if you went and bought this one wrench off the truck, I'll have to look it up, but I think you'd probably pay somewhere between $125 and $150 for this wrench. And yeah, it's got a little rust, but that's really on the surface. I think that would clean up with a little bit of oil and steel wool. So overall, there were 24 wrenches plus this brake tool for $135. So if you say, take 10 out for this, paid like $5 a wrench. And on the low end, on the smaller ones, yeah, that's about all they're worth when they're a little rusty, when they're engraved. But these big ones, man, I think that's a great deal for those. So that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.